After a blistering week of furnace-like weather, blowtorch temperatures, oh, it's so nice to get a Friday night for football where we have Ocean League action with the Beverly Hills Normans coming in to attack the Lawndale Cardinals. Good evening, everybody, from Lawndale High School, along with Darius Jackson. We also have Sebastian Spencer and Tolly Anderson. I'm Lou Stowers, bringing you all the action where the undefeated Cardinals, ranked number one in the 5th district, or the 5th division of CIF, taking on the Normans, who have yet to taste victory this year.
Yes, it's definitely a growing program. A lot of seniors on that team, so even after this year, it's going to be completely wiped out, and they're going to have to go ahead and rebuild it once again. It's going to be a tough task, especially against the #1 team in Ocean League. Hey, they win here tonight. They pretty much clinch the Ocean League and head to the playoffs. Should I be nice? Should I be nice about this?
Let's just be honest.
Be honest, okay. It's by halftime, I will not be surprised if they keep the clock running.
All right, and watching the Normans tonight is Tolly Anderson. And Tolly, they may not have a win, they may not be very big, they may not be very old. Their quarterback doesn't own a razor, but they have a lot of heart.
They do. I spoke with Steve Janakis, and he did say Lawndale is premier and they make minimal mistakes, but he hopes his players and his team goes out there tonight and just hopes to not get steamrolled.
And speaking of steamroll, the Cardinals do it on both ends of the ball. A couple of guys go both ways, and they are a steamroller. El Segundo, I think there's still pieces of them out on the field.
The quarterback, Romero from El Segundo, I felt bad for him. I felt the hits that he was taking from guys like Terrence Simon. They were taking some ferocious hits on them. They're good on both sides of the ball. Big physical front seven, physical offensive line, and with that running attack with, of course, Jordan Wilmore. And it's going to be definitely an uphill battle for the Normans tonight.
That's right. Besides Jordan Wilmore, who should be all everything when they hand out some awards this season, Sebastian Spencer, that defense is so tough.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the more underrated things about this Lawndale team. The high-powered offense we know about, but the defense, they come to play every night. Very young on that side of the ball, too, as well. You got a couple sophomore cornerbacks and safeties, and they play hard. And that's just what they do every week. It's not too much more you can say about this Lawndale team. They're just going to come out and play hard-nosed football. And like Darius talked about earlier, they pretty much already have league wrapped up. So looks like we're going to see another show from them tonight.
Not only that, it's senior night. So they're going to be seeing some seniors and their parents. And Tolly Anderson's going to try to wrangle some parents up and talk to them about their 4 years here at Lawndale High School. Football's coming up next. The Cardinals and the Normans on City TV. Here come the captains of Lawndale and Beverly Hills, and must be a jet taking off right in the parking lot here. Wow. But we do have the officials and the captains. And
everybody's favorite umpire, too.
And the white hat is Gary Van Zant. The referee of the umpire is Jimmy Truskop. Headlinesman is Herb Thompson. And the field judge is Ed Johnson. The back judge is Justin Wiley.
Anyway, there's 5 of us here. We're here to make sure you guys have a great experience tonight, okay? You're the visiting team. You get to call. I got a lacrosse coin. That's heads and that's tails. That's tails. That's heads. I'm going to call it in the air. Then I'm going to toss it in the air, call it. If I drop it, do it again. Heads or tails when it's in the air. Here we go. Ready? He's called heads, right? It's heads. You've won. I know it's hard to see. It's heads. You've won. Kick, receive, defer, defend. You want to receive. Which way you want to kick to start the game?
We want to go this way in the second and fourth quarter.
Yeah, I hope that's, see, I can't think that way. I like, my dogs are.
Kick this way.
You want to kick this way?
Yeah.
All right, so go over there, face this direction. White, you come over here facing this direction. Okay, red, turn this way. So White won the toss and is going to receive from away from the scoreboard. You guys, any comments, any questions, anything? Jimmy, you got anything?
All right, so the Beverly Hills Norman won the toss, and they will receive the ball at the the west sideline. The west goal is what they'll defend in the first half. And then the Cardinals will be kicking from right to left across your screen. And that will be into the wind. It's not as bad as it was last week, but still a pretty good breeze we get here every Friday night at Lawndale High School.
Coming from the Inland Empire, Lou, it's been in the triple digits all week.
Oh.
This feels like paradise to me right now. So I'm absolutely enjoying this breeze.
Yeah, it is something else. It finally got a cool off today. And it has been quite, just the day after Monday, on Tuesday, it was around 110 at the beach even. And it went down to 92 on Tuesday, and it felt like it was maybe 45 degrees. But yeah, we've had some very weird weather here this week.
I think I was driving down PCH and I saw you tanning on the beach, Lou.
Yeah, Greenpeace is trying to throw me back. And here come the Cardinals. Senior night, there's 15 of them, and we'll go over some of them with you and also try to interview some of the moms and dads, and here they come. Led by Ryan Wells, one of the running backs. And big anticipation on seeing Jordan Wilmore, who had, he had over 200 yards last week, but started out with only, 67 yards in the first half.
You saw a lot of Cardinals dropping back, trying to get the ball going through Jalen Hamler. But that's what they do, though. You'll see Jordan Wilmore, a lot more of his rushing yards will come through in the second half of ball games. They are a good second half football team, just like how you want to go ahead and pull out and win these games.
Boy, they sure are a great second half team. Very good second half team. The Cardinals coach, Pete, the current Seahawks coach. Man, my brain is not working today, but Alex Perez is working, and he's going to kick this one into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Boy, does that kid have a leg on him.
He sure does. Talked to him just as I was coming in here, and he told me that Pacific is looking at him. So I would think that somebody higher than a mid-major might want somebody like an Axel Perez, but what do I know?
APU, Azusa Pacific, that is not too bad of a Division II school, actually. It is one of the schools I prefer to go to.
Well, they got the same colors.
That's true.
1st and 10. And it appears that Thomas Recupero is going to be the quarterback, and ball is handed off. And that's handed off to somebody that's not on my roster, but I know that he's playing.
I believe that's Eli Dardashti.
Yes.
I expect to see a lot of him today. A couple weeks ago when we were covering the Hawthorne Beverly Hills game, we did see a lot of 25, so he's going to be getting a lot of carries tonight. But unfortunately, he's going to be going up against a ferocious front seven with this Lawndale. And as he just gets stuffed by Terrence Simon, wow.
Yeah, Dardashti had 22 carries that night.
I think Terrence Simon let up a little bit there, didn't drive him to the ground, just picked him up and just stood him there. But where's he going to go after once Terrence Simon wraps his arms around you?
That's right. Dardashti had 47 yards in those 14 carries and a touchdown against Hawthorne. But this ain't Hawthorne. They see one of the biggest guys on the line there. It's number 53, Max Vasquez, and the right guard, or the left guard, is now Recupero throws that out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down and 10.
3 and out. Not too much of a surprise start from the Cardinals defense. This defense, regardless who the opponent is, they will play each opponent like if they're the #1 team in the nation. They felt like they have something to prove each week. It's a very exciting group to watch if you're a fan of the defensive side like I am.
The punt is short, and that's going to stay in bounds right at the 50-yard line, just inside of Lawndale territory. As back to receive the punt, you see right there Ryan Wells on senior night. He might be getting a lot of the punts. So not only does Beverly Hills send a short punt out there, but it's right at midfield. So we'll see what Jalen Hamler and the Cardinals can do. A little bit of laziness there. But out of the shotgun, it'll be Ryan Wells, I believe, starting. And Wells gets the ball. Wells turns the corner, gets it inside the 40-yard line. Finally brought down by Kenneth Villanueva. After a nice gain, first down, no flags. I would imagine after last week, that's mainly what the Cardinals worked on in practice as you watch the replay.
Good swing pass there. Ryan Wells using that explosiveness to get up the field, grabbing that first down, and they're already inside the 40, I believe, with this ferocious offense. Waiting to see Jordan Wilmore.
12-yard gain down to the 37-yard line. There goes Ryan Wells again with the ball, this time around the right side and close enough to be looked at for a first down. Nope, it is a first down. So far it's the Ryan Wells show.
Well, there you go. Senior night. I don't think that this is going to be their last game here at home, anticipating that they're going to be getting a home playoff game coming up soon. But there you go. Get them going early on. Get Jalen Hamler going, most importantly, as well. Get your quarterback some type of confidence. 2 first downs off his first 2 passes. There you go.
Down inside the 30-yard line to the 27, so a 10-yard run going for the end zone. That's going to be too long for another senior, Jonathan Blackman.
Blackman, he is a receiver that will stretch the field. It's funny because the ball being around the 25-yard line, you think that the field is a little bit more limited for Jonathan Blackman. He will stretch the field up to 50 yards. We've seen it many times here throughout the season.
Just underway on senior night. Now the wind has really kicked up its heels. 2nd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Under center. Hamler, just 2 steps, gets it to Wells, and a nice tackle on the play by the cornerback on this side.
Ryan Wells with his 3rd reception. Good tackle, though. Getting past the block there. Wrapping him up. His 3rd reception, though, already in the first drive. On pace to go ahead and have himself a game if they keep doing this.
3-yard gain down to the 24-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Wilmore goes into the slot under center. Hamler looking for somebody to pass to, and there's somebody wide open in the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. And
that's a corner, McKellisteen.
That's right. He was wide open in the end zone. So just kind of, Hamler just kind of lulled the Normans to sleep.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, for McKell, though, yeah, it looks like, him on being on the defensive side as well, being a quarterback, he's used to catching balls from quarterbacks. So it's not a surprise to see him catch a touchdown side, but this time favoring the offense. Lawndale.
Perez kicks it high and deep, and he's showing off. There must be some scouts here tonight. There usually is anyway because of Wilmore and Hamler. And just taking a look in the sky, yeah, it's good. The fog is coming in already. Down in Huntington Beach, the fog came in late this morning and then disappeared, but let's watch the replay.
Wide open. All McKell needs to do is secure it, which he does. Hamler, nice rollout. Throwing on the run, that's something that you really don't see too often from these high school quarterbacks, throwing on the run and making a really nice throw there. So that is a really nice throw from Jalen Hamler, completing 4 passes throughout that first drive, Lou. That's really good to go ahead and get your quarterback going. In a game like this, too, you want to go ahead and get both sides of the offense going when it comes to running and passing, especially coming towards the playoffs.
Absolutely. That was a 6-play drive as the ball is put into the end zone again by Perez. Doesn't seem he could work for the post office. Neither rain nor sleet nor dead of night is going to stop Perez from kicking.
I think his crush also might be at the game as well. You see how far he's kicking it into the end zone? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's only 2 motivations I play when I was in high school. For the scouts, and if there's a girl I like at the game, and I'm pretty sure both of them are here the way he's kicking this ball right now.
Yeah, you might be right. Hey, notice that East Roosevelt High School was listed in the LA Times top 20.
Coming up, Lou.
Why aren't the Lawndale Cardinals in there? That's what I want to know, Eric Sonheimer. And that defense stuffs the running back again. On 1st and 10 from the 25, or from the 20, excuse me. He's looking at Dardashti.
Yeah, unfortunately for Dardashti, he's going to be swarmed tonight going up against this ferocious front 7 from the Cardinals. They have a big reputation around the league. It's not going to be an easy night on the ground for him, so they're probably going to have to spread the ball out here.
Seone Tai with the wrap-up. And then his friends came to help out. Dardashti again, trying to bounce, find a hole, going across the left side of the line and couldn't do it. So again, no gain, so it'll be 3rd down and 10.
We see Dardashti taking the carry here. Just trying to make a nice cut, but stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be hard to go anywhere tonight.
Yeah, you can see that fog coming in below the stadium lights right now. As Recupero trying to pass and does, and it is caught, or was it caught?
Dropped pass. They had a chance for a 1st down there. Unfortunately, it was dropped.
So it'll be 4th down and 10.
As you see, Recupero making a throw on the run on the opposite side of the field for him. Hitting the receivers in his hands, not able to go ahead and haul it in. Costly mistake there. Another 3 and out. Giving the ball right back to this Cardinals offense.
A better kick. Still lands at about the 47-yard line and will play dead right at the Lawndale 45. So with 7:01 left to go in the first quarter, it's 7-0 in favor of Lawndale, and we'll see how things get done on this drive. And there's also some cheerleaders and spirit people. It's their senior night as well. I see one spirit mom, she has a poster of her daughter with a big smile. And why not?
It being senior night, if this game gets carried away, I anticipate to see a lot of the seniors who might not get a lot of playing time.
And there goes Jordan Wilmore.
Oh,
Took one bounce, and he is gone into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Well, prior to the snap, I said anticipating this game getting carried away. Well, this game is definitely going to get carried away if Jordan Wilmore definitely takes a lot of the carries, as we see here, finding the gap there. And unfortunately for Beverly Hills, no one is going to match that speed and take him. So it was just nothing but an easy jog for Jordan Wilmore to the end zone. And right now he's just getting started. He is just getting started.
Yeah, that was his warm-up run. Thomas Goldsby trying to track him down. Snap back, ball down, kick is high and true and through. So with 6:51 left to go in the first quarter, it is 14-0 in favor of Lawndale.
This tends to be the routine here, as you said, Lou, a warm-up run from Jordan Wilmore, and normally he has about another 4 or 5 of those today. So right now, place your bets. How many touchdowns do we expect from Jordan Wilmore tonight, Lou?
Well, we had 6 touchdowns. Was that against El Segundo?
El Segundo, yeah.
Last week. And I believe that was 4 of them in the second half. So I don't know. He's got a chance to break that. I wonder if 6 was a personal best in high school. He's just a junior. I would imagine so. So maybe he can set a personal best by doing 6, dare I say 8 touchdowns tonight.
I mean, it's not impossible, actually. It's very possible, especially coming from a great running back like Jordan Wilmore. Remember, one of those last week was actually also a receiving touchdown as well. So
right.
When they line him up on the outside, he's also someone you have to watch out for. And more.
So 1 carry for 55 yards for Jordan Wilmore, and for Dardashti, he has 4 carries for 0 yards.
Yeah, getting pretty much the best of both worlds. You're getting an 0-8 team versus an 8-0 team. One line that's smaller versus another line that's bigger, stronger, faster. It's pretty much the best of both worlds.
So the line on the touchdown, as we have a fullback in play now for Beverly Hills, and that's John Cedeno, trying to get an extra blocker in there, but Dardashti is stopped again very quickly. Getting up off the bottom of the pile is J.C. Johnson.
You want to know something, Lou? That actually Beverly Hills has been doing a lot better against Lawndale than most teams. They're actually not getting themselves into 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. They're not losing yards. They're just staying at the line of scrimmage. We're used to seeing teams, Lawndale, getting into the backfield, immediately tackling players behind the line of scrimmage for 2, 3, 4-yard losses. Beverly Hills are staying consistent and staying at the line of scrimmage.
Jason Kapler is now the quarterback, and Dardashti bounces out and then gets bounced by Albert Cobbin. So Jeremiah Kapler takes over for Thomas Recupero.
Going with the counter here, pulling off the offensive line, pulling from the left side. Dardashti, little nice move upfield, but the way how fast this Lawndale defense moves, they quickly swarm into the ball. Good wrap around there, and once again stopped at the line of scrimmage.
So it's going to be 3rd down and a long 9. So the last touchdown by the Cardinals, well, we'll get that in here in the, after the next play. Kapler out of the shotgun. Back to pass, looking to the near side. Doesn't have a man open, and the ball almost intercepted by Jonathan Blackman as he was going up. Good protection on, or good coverage, I should say, on Nick Sullivan.
Hey, I like that. You take chances. Right now, you're down 14-0. Season's pretty much over next week. Nick Sullivan, though, having to turn into a cornerback there. Almost, though, if it was a little bit over his head, Nick Sullivan would have hauled that in. Nick Sullivan, he could make some plays out there, too, for Beverly Hills. We'd like to go ahead and see them get the ball a little bit more against this defense to try to create some life. And, oh, boy. Oh,
yikes.
Boy.
You got to feel bad for Beverly Hills, their kicker, number 11, and don't have a number 11 on our roster. And I know you have some numbers from last week, but I couldn't find my Beverly Hills roster from last week, from the Hawthorne game. I'll have to look for it. But yeah, that's a tragedy right there.
You should probably go to your school of kicking, Lou. Teach them how to kick a ball or 2.
So the ball generously given up to the 30-yard line.
It was about a 10-yard punt. They did not move the sticks whatsoever. They just moved the marker. As Jordan Wilmore once again goes around the corner. Oh, this is just too easy for Wilmore. Touchdown number 2. Lou, you said he's going to score 8 today?
Yeah.
Well, he's on the track of doing it. 2 already here in the first quarter, and it's only 5 minutes left. Wilmore making it look too easy just too easy for Jordan Wilmore.
So 2 rushes for 85 yards and nobody there.
Set the edge.
As Brian Harwood tried to make the tackle, and a nice block out by Anthony Williams III. And you're not going to catch that guy.
It looks like he was jogging on that one. That's how easy it looked there, and bam, just like that. 21-0 Cardinals over the Normans here. I know the officials were talking to us prior to the game, Lou, about keeping the clock going once it starts getting a little bit out of hand.
We only have 2 more touchdowns to go. So Wilmore with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And it's not senior night for him, but it certainly is for a lot of these young men. Jonathan Watson is just a junior. You just saw him there. Axel Perez getting set to kick it off. And he's getting better every week, too.
Oh, he sure is. With the fog coming in, there's moist in the air, so the air is rather heavy, so you do see the ball die out. He's still managing to kick it to the end zone. Let's see right here if he could do it once again for a 4th time. And he does.
Yep. Oh. No, right at the 2-yard line where it's picked up. And a nice run back to about the 25-yard line by number 11.
That's Thomas Goolsby. Goolsby, G-O-O-L-S.
That's Goolsby? Okay, I thought he was number 4, but that's good. Okay, thank you. That makes sense.
Yes.
We're going to call his number a lot, too.
Goolsby. That sounds like a perfect name around Halloween time.
Yeah, Goolsby. By the way, that's a scary mask you've got on tonight.
You know what? This mask tends to go ahead and attract a lot of girls, I'll say.
All right, that's enough. I'm sure it does. All the girls swoon when you walk by here, that's for sure. There's Clapper, Dardashti trying to get around his fullback, number 70, John Cedeno.
Once again, stopped at the line of scrimmage. At this point, I'll call it a win for the Normans if they can just gain a couple yards, you know.
Out of the eye. Just trying to pound it in there. And there's a couple of yards.
There they go.
Could be up to 5 yards.
There they go. There's some progress there, you know. It took them 3-4 drives to get going, but hey, Dardashti finding a slight hole in there, jumped on top of it, able to take advantage. 3rd and 4 now.
Got 6 yards on the play. Clapper trying to get his receivers on the near side set. There are 2 of them over there. And look out, Dardashti finds a nice hole on a quick trap, and he is into Lawndale territory.
Talk about progress. Gaining 6 yards the first play. Hey, man, what is this? About a 25-yard run from Dardashti. There's one thing about Dardashti, from what we saw last time, no matter how many carries he'll get, he'll try to treat each carry like if he's going to want to break away for a touchdown.
Their first down of the game, and yep, you're right, a 26-yard gain for Dardashti. And Clapper did a good job of moving the defense over to the right, and the running play went left. And there's a little payback.
I think Terrence Simon had enough of that one. He had enough.
Fool me once, but still a 2-yard gain.
See Dardashti taking the carry. Ooh, that was actually Paulo Bailey in there delivering the first hit.
One of the seniors tonight. Out of the eye. A full eye. And this time the running back is number 8,
That's
Nick Sullivan.
There's Nick Sullivan. Somehow, some way, I would like to see the Normans give him the ball. He is a pretty good wideout, but at times he will line up at the running back position, as we see here. Taking the carry. Lawndale, though. We have Livingstone playing up as a linebacker. We're used to seeing him playing deep as a safety, but the Beverly Hills Normans, they are pretty much a run-heavy team.
Yeah, they got everybody up in the box. Sullivan again pops through the line and maybe gets a first down. Cardinals thought that they might have taken the ball away. Johnson running down the right side.
That's what I said earlier about giving Nick Sullivan the ball. He will make some plays happen, actually, as we see him there. The hole was there, but it definitely collapsed, and we saw Nick Sullivan bouncing out, getting the first down. And I actually just looked at Coach Clark there on the sideline, taking off his headphones, and you know, talk about him last week about how he is never satisfied even if they blow out an opponent. And that's something that we see there.
And there you go. There's that satisfaction. Josiah Johnson with the big defensive play.
It's a good play by Josiah Johnson. Recognizing the play, going low on Nick Sullivan. Good wrap around there. I think it's actually the first time they lost some yards on a play for the Normans, actually.
Second time, yeah. So to the 37, it'll be second down and 11. Sullivan again, and he is wrapped up by Nakai Fahina. Fahina, just a junior. And he shows that blondes have more fun.
Looks like the Cardinals were definitely ready, and Nick Sullivan, after that first down run, definitely got on their radar now, and unfortunately he's a victim on that play, the past two plays actually. And I think that they're going to go ahead and let this quarter run out, Lou, as they will. They're going to the sideline with just 10 seconds left and the clock is running.
Hyunjai Wan was the left tackle on that play, and Fahina really played off of that block nicely to get to Sullivan, I thought.
It's the techniques that you would like to see in a lot of these young high school athletes there. Proper techniques, and we see Naki Fahina. It's crazy how he is only a junior. Looking at him out there on the field, I was anticipating him to go ahead and walk with the rest of the seniors tonight. And he's only a junior, as many other great talented players on this team are only juniors, and some are even underclassmen here. This team is not going to go anywhere. They're going to be good for the next couple of years, Lou.
Oh, absolutely. And they keep the big guys in there. Just to tell you about the Tui Tupo Manu is just a sophomore, one of the linemen, number 74, 6'2", 256 pounds. And Seone Tai is 291. He's a junior. And then Kristen Tate, he's 346 pounds, listed at 5'10". So, and then Robert Fafita, 288 pounds. Kevin Mendoza, 220. And Otukolo is 300 pounds. So, and then our buddy Keon Pinkston's 265. He's out there right now as well. So, and we know how fast he is.
Some big. And so after the play where I said that Coach Clark for the Cardinals took off his headphones and seemed very furious on the sideline, they tend to probably got that energy from him. Did not want to go back to the sidelines to an angry Coach Clark, because we know how he could get. And they listened to him, and the next three plays, the Cardinals defense forced that will and pushed them back.
And they're going for it on 4th down and 4.
Why not?
Got to try to break that goose egg that's on the front of your record. Clapper back to pass. Look out, here comes Fahina. He lost the ball. Ball is going to be scooped up and still loose, and still. Did the Normans come up with it? It was 4th down anyway.
Yeah, either way, it didn't matter. Wherever the ball was going to be recovered, and if a player stayed on his feet, then it could have been a problem for the Normans if a Cardinals player would have picked it up and he was still running with the ball. What we see here, just talking about the junior, Naki Fahina. You wanted that touchdown, though. You can see sometimes a lot of these guys, they will go ahead and they see that touchdown and they don't score that much, especially on the defensive side. You see the fumble right there in front of them. Instead of really truly securing the ball.
Yeah, that might be an extra drill in there. Just fall on the ball. But that thing was a grease pig as Hamler throws. It is caught by Williams and into the end zone. Anthony Williams, the third touchdown Cardinals. Wow. Jonathan Blackman almost ran into Anthony Williams, the third.
Anthony Williams, look at those gloves out there. Look at those gloves, them
Those
bright
things
yellow
are
gloves.
sticky. You know that?
They sure are. Hey, you talk about all these guys being underclassmen. Anthony Williams, only a sophomore here, making this play.
Whew.
Another touchdown.
PAT coming the other way from Axel Perez, and this is more of a line drive, and that is through and true. So with 10:46 left to go in the first half, it is 28-0 in favor of Lawndale.
The way we've been calling these Cardinals games all year, Lou, this is pretty much a typical Friday night for these guys. Once they grab a lead, they'll go ahead and stack up point after point, touchdown after touchdown. And once the second half hits, ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. This is what they do, though. This is what they do. This is why they're a good team. Right now, they're in position to go ahead and be 9-0, and this will lock up the Ocean League for them with this win.
And also, this is the third touchdown on a one-play drive. The first touchdown was on a six-play drive. So the defense is getting a workout. As Axel Perez, just a short kick, and he pooches it up in the air towards the 25-yard line where it's hit and dropped and then picked right back up by Kenneth Villanueva, and then he is dropped.
Good thing it took a Norman's bounce.
Yeah, the bounce is right back into Villanueva's hands.
As you see here, it hit his hands first, not really securing it, and he was looking ahead as well. Good thing it took a bounce in his favor, able to recover, otherwise it would have been disastrous.
And Jonathan Watson, the junior defensive back receiver, was Johnny on the spot, literally. Everybody was pushing and pulling on that one.
I like the way Dardashti runs.
was pulling.
I like the way Dardashti runs. He's a very scrappy runner. He'll go ahead and fight for as many yards as he can get, as we saw there. Had that whole entire front seven trying to drag him down, get him. That's a ferocious front seven, too, that was going after Dardashti, who isn't the biggest guy out there, I'll tell you that.
Okay, let's see. So that is the 11th carry for Dardashti, getting 6 yards on that one. Draw play, and you can hear the whole Lawndale sideline calling out the play for the defense.
What a loud pop right there we all heard right here. All the friends and fans reacting from the hit. You see here. Is that Terrence Simon? Won't be surprised if that was Terrence Simon right there, being in the middle of that mix. We'll see about 2 or 3 good, solid hits from Terrence Simon each week. He delivers the wood every time he gets his chance.
Going over the right side again is Dardashti. And that time that was Terrence Simon Jr. Just a junior.
Just a junior, playing like if he is going somewhere big after this season, going to a D1 after this season. But nope, just a junior. And right now, Beverly Hills, it would have been nice to go ahead and see him take more shots down the field. We saw him take a shot to Nick Sullivan, where if the ball was just touched a little bit more, Nick Sullivan had a really good chance of catching it. And oh boy, look at this.
A little bit of a reverse going on.
Oh boy, I think he was short. Uh-oh.
And that was the fullback, John Cedeno.
Cedeno's definitely feeling it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He is in some pain, that's for sure. So let's see if we can find the injury on the replay, Darius.
John Cedeno, he does play both sides of the ball. We were talking to Coach Giannakis a couple weeks ago. Does bring that intensity each week, but we see here a hit low. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Could be a helmet right to where they don't send a get well card for that injury. But then they are saying they're looking at his knee, so okay. And let's go down to Tolley with an injury report.
Thank you. Thanks, Lou. You mentioned the heart on Beverly Hills' team, and I have to say it is something like a brotherhood over there as everyone is still cheering and encouraging each other. They still keep mentioning to one another that there is a lot of game left, so we will see how the rest of this game goes.
All right, thank you, Tolley, as everyone's taking a knee there now for their fallen brother. And while we deal with his injury timeout, 8:36 left to go in the first half on senior night. 28-0 is our score. Let's take a timeout on City TV. Tell Tolley to go over there and find out what's going on. Just go over there. Tell her to go over there. That's her assignment, is to cover Beverly Hills. Or where's Sebastian? Did he go over there? Yeah, he's over there.
He's over there right now, actually.
All right. Well, she should go over there and learn how to do it.
I think his foot got caught as he took the hit. Yeah, I want to see it again. I think he got caught. The cleat probably still stuck into the grass as he delivered that hit.
Yeah, it didn't look like a pad hit him, but I don't know, maybe he did.
Because sometimes that's the scary part when you get hit below.
Yeah, can we see it?
Let's see. Yeah, he goes. Yeah, it got caught underneath. He got caught hyperextended. Oh.
Ouch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, luckily he's walking it off right now, but it's just a point there. It most likely hyperextended at that point because it's.
All right, so, well, we did see John Cedeno get up and walk off the field. That's the good news. And also, this is first down. The bad news is there goes the Cardinals' Jonathan Watson into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, good news for them because it's 34-0 with 8:20 left to go.
Yeah.
And now the clock is rolling.
The clock is going to start rolling now. Bad news for the Normans losing John Cedeno, and it definitely got worse after this touchdown run. Let's check it here. Check out Jonathan Watson. Once he finds a seam, just cuts up field, and he's a quickster. He's a quickster, speeds up to the end zone, gets that touchdown. And they're en route now. They're en route.
27-yard run, and Perez kicks it up and in for the extra point. So another 1-yard play. But it was a 27-yard field. But still, the offense has only had the ball for 10 plays.
I like the Normans' strategy. You know, they probably think that, you know what, they're not going to stop. You know, we're not going to be able to go ahead and stop them on the offensive side. So instead of just taking a beating, trying to tackle these guys, let's just let them score on the first play. You know, why waste extra plays? Why waste risk of injury trying to go ahead and stop this ferocious offense with that offensive line? So let them score on the first play.
Well, why not? Yeah, that would save a lot on bandages and ice and ibuprofen. That's for sure.
Exactly, and surprisingly, I mean, we've seen more physical games coming out of this. You think we've seen, you know, it's not the first time we've seen Lawndale up 35-0, but you know, during those games, they're putting a beating on them. This game is these has just been big plays, one big play touchdown.
And did that just go through the uprights?
That's. Is that possible? Can they have 3 points there? Can they have 3 points? Let me go ahead and check.
I believe that Axel Perez, just kicked that 60 yards through the uprights. And there you see Gary Van Zandt, the referee. Let's see for sure if it did.
Let's see right here. Oh boy. Look at
Yep,
that.
It did.
Even the Norman player.
Goolsby.
Even Goolsby acknowledged the field goal right there. He felt like it should have counted for them.
And that had plenty of room.
It definitely did, actually.
No room, says the Cardinals, in our house. As Dardashti is planted by Simon Jr. and also Tuli Tuipaloto. He's just a sophomore at 217 pounds, just a light guy. Just a small guy.
Taking the carry. Met with a bunch of Cardinals at the line of scrimmage. Being driven back. It's just what I was saying earlier about talking to Coach Giannakis a couple weeks ago about his team. And even earlier today before the game started, talking about the team, and regardless of what the record is, he loves the spirit that they have. And we see here, each carry Dardashti gets, I like seeing him run the ball there, you know?
Yep, and he does. And Recupero back in the ball game, and he comes up limping.
Looked like he tripped at the line of scrimmage or something. I don't even think he was able to get the ball off. That was a chance here. If we could go ahead and see in the replay.
Do you have a replay on that last play, guys?
He was just met at.
Okay, well, we just saw somebody shoot through the offensive line like a rocket and grab a hold of Recupero's ankle, and he comes back in.
That was very bizarre there. Sometimes that tends to happen though when a defensive lineman able to go ahead and hit the hole very hard to the point where he meets the quarterback before the handoff exchange. It's a very good play there.
So it's a loss of 5. So it's 3rd down and 15. Throw comes to the sideline. Goolsby is the intended receiver, and Isaiah Hatley, the junior, getting some time in to cover the play. And there's Jalen Hamler on his way to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
And deservingly so. Good, successful high school career. It's definitely not over, though. We're going to go ahead and see them in the playoffs.
Blackman back to receive the punt. A high, short punt. So everybody's getting out of the way. Don't want to touch it if you're in a red jersey. So it'll be 1st and 10 after the short kick again. Coming off the field is Stanley Livingstone.
Score 35-0. They're already inside the 35-yard line of the Normans here. You think they're going to score on the first play right here again, Lou?
Let's see. From the 33-yard line.
I think Hamler's day is already done.
Is he out of the game?
And they pulled him. A lot of these starters, actually. No, Jordan Wilmore.
And that is Joshua Barberin Barbarin gets caught up with, but not before he gets down to the 20-yard line and a first down.
Hey, there we go. Hey, let's go. Let's see the sophomore. He's going to be the quarterback next year. Let's go ahead and see what he can go ahead and offer. And we already see here, hey, he's got some legs on him. Quarterback keeper there, getting the first down. All right, it's going to be the Joshua Barbarin show from here on out.
Out of the shotgun, I believe that Wilmore's day is done too. Oh, look out. There's a fumbled snap, and it looks like the Normans might have recovered it.
Oh, boy.
Is that Remy Romero recovered it? Yep.
If there's a game to go ahead and make mistakes, this would be the game to go ahead and make mistakes. Let him get the game experience, get going.
That's right. This is where you get to make the mistakes.
See if the snap was a little bit too high. Couldn't really tell right there from that angle. Just bounced off everybody's foot there. Hey, there's a positive play for the Normans.
So it went off of Jonathan Watson, so it will be his fumble lost. And the ball is marked at the 20-yard line. Draw play, and look at that play by Fahina. Just throws him down like a sack of potatoes.
Threw him like taking off a hot coat on a hot summer day. Wrapping him up, you're not going anywhere.
Yikes.
Dardashti was able to go ahead and embrace the fall there, so good for him. I think he already admitted defeat once, just wrapped around and Naki Fahina.
Coming down to a minute left to go. Kapler is back in at quarterback, Jeremiah Kaplan for the Normans. And Terrence Simon Jr. is now the middle linebacker for the Cardinals. Dardashian, or Dardasky, no, that's Sullivan.
Nick Sullivan.
Nick Sullivan gets back some yardage up to about the 23.
So nice positive play there. Wrapped up by Terrence Simon Jr.
So the band has something to play about there with 28 seconds left to go in the half.
Looks like they're going to go ahead and let this go into halftime. Going back to that Naki Fahina play where he just wrapped him up and threw him to the ground.
Yeah.
I heard that he wanted to wrestle you, Lou, after the game.
Last play of the half, and look out. Kapler is tackled right away by Christopher Williams.
The second time that actually happened, where the defensive lineman was able to recognize a play call, hit the hole immediately, met the quarterback at the point of handoff.
All right, well, that's the first half of play. It's 34-0 in favor of the Lawndale Cardinals. 35-0, pardon me. That Axel Perez PAT was good. And 4 touchdowns on 4 plays. And Lawndale is right away. And Lawndale is on the way to a round. Well, it already is a round. And before we go to our halftime festivities, let's go down on the field to Tala Anderson.
It is now halftime, Lou, and I know I have an injury update of a fullback, number 70, Jonathan Cedeno. He is getting looked at right now by the trainers on the sideline and seems to be rubbing his left knee. But again, with the heart this team has and the brotherhood, it seems that they all are still encouraging him and wanting him to get back on the field. We'll let you know how it goes in the second half.
All right, thank you, Tolly. And we're going to take this time out on senior night, where the score is 35-0 in favor of Lawndale on City TV.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
Everybody's smiling and singing and happy on senior night as the Cardinals are thumping Beverly Hills Normans 35-0 just before halftime starts. And it still have 2 minutes left on the clock, but both teams are lined up on the field. And let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. Jalen Hamler with the first pass, and this was to Esty.
Yep, McElveen, quarterback as well. He has a knack for catching balls from quarterbacks, and we see Jordan Wilmore. This is sort of an off day for him. Jordan Wilmore was pulled after, early in the second quarter there. And here's Jonathan Watson. Very good run from the young man.
Did you see that block Fafita just put on the guy?
Look at Naki Fahina right now, wrapping up poor Dardashti, throwing him to the ground. Right here, sack, fumble. Naki Fahina, he's letting his name known today. I like him. And I tell you what, Lou, it's a man I'll stay away from.
And let's go down to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I got a chance to talk to Coach Travis coming out of the half, and he said, despite the score, I just still feel like we can do a lot better. And he talked about his team staying on top of the ball and making sure they're staying on their assignments. But he did say you will see a lot of the younger players in this second half. He wants to save some of those seniors, but most of them will be in the game. But he's going to let a lot of the young guys come in this second half and see what they can do. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. That makes sense. You get to see what the young guys can do and keep your most valuable players off of the injury list or from out there giving them the possibility to be injured. So
exactly. We saw Jalen Hamler. No Jordan Wilmore as well. But once again, Travis, Coach Clark, this is just what he is. This is why he is a great coach. This is why they are undefeated. Still not satisfied being up 35-0 at halftime. I mean, it does not get any more bigger than this, having a 35-point lead coming into halftime. Your defense is pitching a shutout. Hey.
Oh, yeah. And
never satisfied.
Yeah, it sounds like when I was with the UCLA radio broadcasting crew about, it's mid-February, as a left-footed kicker is trying to kick now.
What a surprise here.
Ball is live, and it goes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, and let's see who has the ball.
Look like this is the Cardinals, but I like it. I like the play call from the Normans.
Onside kick.
I liked it. Threw me off guard, threw the Cardinals off guard, and they had a chance to get it. They had a chance to get that ball. Didn't happen, but here we go. We see more of Joshua Barbarian. It's a cool last name there, Barbarian.
Almost like Barbarian. Exactly. Speaking about barbarians, Nate Davis just rumbled through the lines.
He's the size of a barbarian, Nate Davis.
Got 5 yards.
See Nate Davis taking the carry here, going up the middle. They have a lot of physical running backs. It doesn't just end with Jordan Wilmore. This goes to Nate Davis, and there's times where Terrence Simon, their big linebacker, their key linebacker takes carries.
Here comes the Bull through the china closet. Now he's in the kitchen, trying to go down and into the end zone at the 10. 5, touchdown Lawndale.
Rumble, young man, rumble. Woo! Look at that. Joshua Barbarian hands it off to the Barbarian. That's what we're going to go ahead and give Nate Davis, a junior. We're going to go ahead and give him that nickname, the Barbarian, because he's got the size of a barbarian. The way he runs is like a barbarian. Look at him finding that good hole setup from the offensive line. Cuts up field. You're not going to be able to take me down. Nope. Stay away from me. I'm going to go ahead and strive into the end zone. I think I'm with you on that, Lou.
Yeah, sheesh. Terrence Bridgewater had to get into the line at guard. Axel Perez, nice stop by the kicker to get that, and that one's not.
Oh, that's a live ball. They got to pick it up. Go, 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 go. I don't know why they blew the whistle dead. I believe you can still score on a two-point conversion.
Yeah, you can.
You can still score.
Wow. It was picked up, though, by Greg Carter. Greg was smart.
As we see here, it was a high snap.
But a good catch by Albert Cobbin.
Oh, the long snapper. Looks like, Albert Cobbin was not able to go ahead and keep his footing. And we see this is the most Was that Terrence Simon
Okay.
making the tackle without not even making the tackle? He just bumped him and he
That's
fell
right.
to the ground. That is the
Carter
most.
is over there. He's just laughing his rear end off. And there you see the terrific Giannakoulis, Coach Giannakoulis. I want to thank him for his candor. And, boy, I'd love to play for a guy like that.
He's a great character. It's crazy. I mean, you see coaches, the way how the season ends up. If you're 0-8, you're probably not going to win a game this year. But his energy, you can see why the team still carries the same amount of energy. And he told us, hey, this team knows what they're getting themselves into each week. Yet they still go ahead and continue to carry on that big spirit, that big heart of theirs.
And Perez still with that big foot.
There he goes.
So at least big old Greg Carter, he's a senior, nose guard, defensive tackle, 6'3", 270 pounds, has a sense of humor about the whole thing, but he pushed Perez out of the way and said, well, I might as well just take this ball for a walk.
It's my chance to go ahead and shine. I don't get the ball very often. Make the best of it.
How about it at all? That's probably the first time he's had to play.
Exactly. That was the Normans' most exciting play on the
Of
day
the year.
for them.
Well, they did score a touchdown against Hawthorne.
Look at this
Kapler.
rollout.
Kapler on the keeper.
Oh, we also got some scores from other games, Lou. We got Lusinger up 21-14 against West, and El Segundo up 35-0 against Hawthorne in the second quarter as well. So we see here on the rollout, Kapler taking the carry. Couldn't get nowhere on that one. The line of scrimmage.
And
I think the sideline crew took a hit there.
It's probably, the Kapler was probably hit late out of bounds.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah. They counted this as a penalty. Okay.
That's the first penalty of the game.
Wow. It's definitely a shocker compared to last week. It just seemed like every other play was just a penalty called, one right after another. It's a little bit more relieving. You see how fast the game flows when there's no penalties being called after every single play, Lou.
So Kapler gets it to Dardashti, and Dardashti goes inside the 50-yard line down to the Lawndale 40-yard line.
This would be a chance for Beverly Hills to go ahead and execute against the Cardinals defense. You're going to be seeing a lot of players that we're not used to seeing out there for the Cardinals. It is senior night. They're already up 41-0. The clock is already running. But look at Dardashti taking advantage of it. He's made two of the most exciting plays for the Normans tonight.
And that's a 35-yard run for Dardashti. Dardashti had 16 carries for 47 yards just in the first half.
Okay.
So there's a lot of substitutions, a lot of youngsters out there for Lawndale. And this is a good opportunity for Beverly Hills to maybe make some hay. And Dardashti says, hey, and gets about 7 yards.
I just love seeing Coach Clark on the sideline still. He's, as we see here as Dardashti takes the carry, finds a hole there. Almost, but a good wraparound tackle from number 25, Josiah Johnson. Going back to Coach Clark, though, I mean, I think that he should anticipate his backups to go ahead and probably let up a couple of plays there. Still not happy about it.
Hey, it's the coach.
That is the coach.
This one goes to Sullivan. Sullivan is not going to go too far, and a nice play by Anthony Stubbs. And underneath, Tuitupo Manu Tuitupo, really doing a good job as well.
If I'm ever in a spelling bee contest, that would be a last name I would not like to go ahead and say or try to spell.
I retired in the third grade after I missed accommodation. Here comes Sutter. Was it Rendezvous?
This is Nick Sullivan.
Nick Sullivan maybe getting to the line of scrimmage.
Pretty much their best chance for the Normans to go ahead and move on offense is either to give it to Nick Sullivan or Dardashti.
Sullivan got 2 yards on that one, so it's going to be 4th down and a long 1.
Their best drive all game. You have an opportunity to go ahead and take advantage of it. Now, granted, it is against the Cardinals backups, but at this point, you take what you can get, Lou. You take what you can get. That's what I like to go ahead and see, especially from a squad like this, from the Normans. You know, take what you can get.
Now we do have a new fullback in there as Cedeno's not in, and Sullivan gets it, and more inside the 30-yard line, almost down to the 26. So a good drive being put together by the Normans here.
On a 4th down, Nick Sullivan gets the carry, leans his shoulder forward, going up one-on-one against Stanley Livingstone. As they go one-on-one, what a collision there. Good tackle by Livingstone. But most importantly, the Normans get the 1st down with a good carry from Nick Sullivan.
Kenneth Villanueva is the fullback now for Beverly Hills. Sullivan bounces outside and is caught from behind by Stanley Livingstone, and then his friends come in and get the leftovers. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Nick Sullivan getting the carry off tackle. And we see Sullivan versus Livingstone part 2. This time, as what you said, gets a help from his friends, his teammates there. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now.
Here comes Dardashti flying through the hole. That's one way to get some yardage.
There's a little leap of faith from Dardashti.
Keenan Files on the stop.
It must be his cleats. As we see, his cleats is the most brightest ones out there on the field. It certainly stands out. And we see here, tries to jump through the hole, get as many yards as he possibly can. And right now it is a 3rd and manageable situation for the Normans. Again, their best drive all game, and it would be nice to go ahead and see him put some points on the board here.
Clock rolling, 1:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Out of the eye. Everybody's going left. Throws to the left,
wide open.
and the throw was not caught by Nicholas Pupiak. And Recupero had a man open.
It's a good play call right here, play action. You've been running the ball the whole entire drive. It was in your hands, though, right there. Ball was on there. The very few times that the Normans through this game, they hit the receivers on their hands a couple of times, but the receivers couldn't haul in the passes, costing them a couple of drives. And we see here now it's a 4th down situation. If they don't get it, you can see where that play, going back to the 3rd down play, will cost them.
Dardashti.
And it did.
Sneaking through the hole, and not enough to get down to about the 18-yard line, and they'll turn it over on downs. So a 4-yard gain for Dardashti, who now has 19 carries.
Dardashti couldn't find nothing there, no seam, no crease or anything there. The Cardinals defense do what they do best and swarm to the ball. But that drive ended off the previous play on 3rd down, dropped an open 1st down there. That would be a drive killer, and that's unfortunate too because this was the Normans' best drive of the game with the clock ticking going towards the 4th quarter.
20 seconds left to go, going down to 20 seconds left to go. Ball is handed off. And not much of a gain.
Looks like they're
So
going to go ahead
Ryan Wells.
let this clock go to the 4th quarter now, Lou.
And a good defensive stack up by Beverly Hills' line. So a 2-yard gain to the 20-yard line. And let's take a quick timeout on City TV. Our reporters aren't doing nothing. There you go. Poor Tom. Yeah, while Tom's out getting laid, we're here watching this thing. Yeah. Since the clock rolls on Tom when he's getting the booty call. Back here at Lawndale High School inside the nest. We're just getting full of points from the Cardinals, 41-0 in favor of Lawndale on senior night. Glad you joined us on City TV.
Just
quarterback.
Just a typical Friday for the Lawndale Cardinals. There's an early jump there.
That was by Greg Carter.
Looks like they're going for the hard count right there. An early jump from the Normans.
This is, oh, shucks.
Yeah, boy. That's me, isn't it? After his moment of glory last quarter with the interesting field goal attempt that we saw there from the Cardinals, that's...
The PAT attempt?
Yeah, excuse me. There's Ryan Wells.
Ryan Wells gets a loss on that one.
There you go. There you go. Hey, why not? Make that play. Ryan Wells is able to get the carry. Bam, swallowed up. Not a lot of time to go ahead and make a lot of good plays there, but hey, there's a good one right there.
Let's go down to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. The Culver City Centaurs are actually up 35-0 on Santa Monica right now, which means they're going to go to 3-1 in the league. Now, something miraculously has to happen next week at Hawthorne for them to beat these Cardinals, but as of right now, it looks like Lawndale are pretty much the league champions. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. And a throw to the sideline and a fight for the ball, and it's caught by Jonathan Watson. And good coverage by Nick Sullivan.
Great play, great pass, great execution from Barbarian.
We see here dropping back, making the play, Jonathan Watson catching over the defender, hauling it in. Hey, this is my ball. I'm not going to let this go.
My ball, my house.
Once that clock hits 0-0, it's going to be the Cardinals will be league champions.
So 13 yards on the catch.
There goes Barbarian.
And Barbarian kept the ball down the far sideline and finally wrangled out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So a long first down run.
Joshua Barbarian, sophomore quarterback. Looks like he's going to be taking the helm once Jalen Hamler leaves and graduates. It's a name that we're going to be getting used to seeing for the next couple years, Lou. Joshua Barbarian. Good run right there. First down, Cardinals. And once again, they're on the move.
First and 10 from the 38-yard line. Barbarian hands it off, and there goes Wells. Wells just, did you like that? There we go. Got my sound effects working. Ryan Wells.
Stuffed on his last run. Ryan Wells gets the opportunity to get another carry right here. Look at this quick up feet. Makes that carry. Almost getting the first down there. We saw him earlier in the game catching, hauling in the first 3 passes from Jalen Hamler. Now seems to be taking carries. There's a lot of guys on this Lawndale team, and this is why they're so talented, Lou, because there's so many guys that can play multiple positions, wide receiver, running back. We got defenders that's playing wide receiver and cornerback. We got linebackers playing linebacker and running back, defensive lineman playing O-line. This team is just multi-talented, Lou.
Out of the eye. Barbarian with the wide receiver screen, but it was dropped by Tymar West. And Nick Sullivan was on the defense.
You know, it always hurts my soul. You know, we never see these guys out there on the field. You know, with the opportunities that they get, you want to see him succeed on those, and then unfortunately he drops a ball. Should have been caught, but it hurts my heart a little bit. I had those back in the day of playing where we sat out for the rest of the game. We were really rooting for the underclassmen to go ahead and make the plays, or the seniors that were not in. We were rooting for those guys.
There goes Ryan Wells, and he was almost off to the races, but a good defensive play there by number 83.
It's a good wraparound tackle there. Ryan Wells getting the first down. I thought he was going to go ahead and go somewhere. Look at that tackle. That is a very impressive tackle right there. That's something I appreciate. I love seeing a good tackle like that. Ryan Wells was able to go ahead and at least get the first down there.
Oh, yeah. Down to the 26-yard line.
Look at that spirit, senior night. Senior night, wasn't that just yesterday for you, Lou?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at the buffet line. Out of the shotgun. Barbin has a man wide open and caught. Touchdown Cardinals. Albert Cobbin with a fingertip grab, and that makes it 47-0 Cardinals on senior night.
Albert Cobbin. Again, I was mentioning about guys that we don't see too often throughout the game. Had his opportunity to go ahead and shine right here, and you can see there a lot of players on the sideline very happy for their teammate Albert getting the touchdown, and hopefully he's able to go ahead and execute this extra point and not like last time when they scored a touchdown.
Well, he did all he could. He made a good grab on a high snap. There's a good one, and there's a good kick. And with 6:40 clock running, it's 48-0 in favor of the Cardinals.
Look at Barbarian setting his feet down, making the nice touch pass. Cobbin, bobbling up. Nope. I got to catch it. This is mine. I'm not letting it go. I'm getting my touchdown here.
Earning his stride, earning his feathers.
Yes.
And
what a
this
moment
is on senior night. The senior.
Definitely, and should soak it up right then and there. That was a really good touchdown throw from Joshua Barbin, though. He was able to see his feet set, and that's something where we can go ahead and see perhaps an exciting player for the next couple of years for the Cardinals. You know, you're talking about Jalen Hamler leaving. Could they possibly take a step back? And then here we see Barberin, making some plays, using his feet, and as well as right here showing his arm, his accuracy, that throws he's going to make it. He's only going to get better, Lou. He is only going to get better.
That's right. That was a nice throw, too. And a better catch. Well, I'm glad for Cobbin. And there goes the ball over the head of Goldsby, as the nighttime air is very damp right now. So we've gone from shorts and flip-flops to hoodies and the pants awful quick. 5:10 clock running from the 20-yard line.
You gotta love Southern California, Lou. Only Southern California can go from 110 degrees to what? It feels like in the 50s now at this point, within a matter of a day or two.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
I mean, it was just too hot to even go outside on Monday. Out of the eye under center. Kapler hands the ball off to Dardashti. And coming up off of the top of the pile is Terrence Bridgewater, the 300-pound senior.
Dardashti still running hard. They're down 48-0, excuse me. Still running hard, taking the carries. Don't mind the little ground and pound. Very scrappy. One of the most scrappiest backs I've seen so far this season. I'm a huge fan of Eli Dardashti.
Out of the eye again. They really haven't changed much formation here in the second half with 4 minutes left to go. And draw play. No gain again. Joseph Vaki, a 205-pound sophomore.
Dardashti with the carry. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Stuffed once again the Cardinals. Their backups as well, but they're still swarming the ball like we see in the first unit with the Cardinals front seven.
Again,
so that's that coaching right there.
Again, Bridgewater there in the middle. Man after my own tummy. Dardashti gets some running room and didn't quite get the first down, so it's going to be 4th down and short
Oh, boy.
for Beverly Hills.
Oh, boy.
And is that Dardashti on the ground?
It was like he got his air knocked out of him. Let's get up good. It's good to see him get up there. I would not like to go ahead and see him. Yep. Get me out of here.
Break.
Yep. A break, a much deserving break, if you ask me. Dardashti, he's been the only life for the Normans tonight with the little plays that they received. What we see here, it looked like when he got hit. Oh yeah. Perhaps the ball. Ball looked like sort of punctured inside of his stomach there, where he could go ahead and lose that air.
So it's 4th down and 2. Out of the eye. Sullivan gets the ball, stopped, waited for a hole to open up, but didn't. And as a matter of fact, Nick lost yardage on that play. So,
and that will be
so Nick Sullivan getting up slow too, holding his stomach.
That should be the last time we see the Normans offense on the field. Hopefully Nick Sullivan could shake it off. Still wincing though.
And he's out there playing defensive back.
Gotta give him credit right there. Here's Barberin though. There he goes.
Barberin outrunning everybody and runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawndale.
See, normally I'm a little bit iffy if it's running up the score here, but for a backup's sake, for Barberin, you know, he's not out there as much as he can, so let me go ahead and take advantage as much as I possibly could while I'm out here on the field. You know, the next couple of weeks, playoffs are going to be coming here, and what a run by Joshua Barberin.
And he's fast, too.
He's very fast. He's quick. Quick feet right there, Lou. I like to go ahead and see him race him after the game.
You need to race him after the game. My running days are over.
You sure, Lou? I saw you running very quickly to the snack bar during halftime.
No, I was working. What are you talking about? That line drive goes up and through. With 40 seconds left to go in the ball game, it's now 55-0. Lawndale over Beverly Hills.
This should be the last play of the game. The clock is going to still be running with just under 30 seconds left here. It looks like they're lining up at the 50-yard line. Yep, that's going to be the last play of the game.
No reason to risk anybody's injury, as now they get Cardinals are getting a standing ovation from their fans. And the band plays on here at the Cardinal Nest. On senior night, Makia Lestine leading everybody into the handshake at midfield. And the siren sounds to end this one. And Lawndale now improves to 4-0 in league, 9-0 overall. Beverly Hills falls to 0-4 in league and 0-9 overall.
And with Lawndale already getting the tiebreaker over Culver City despite their only loss in league, Culver City's only loss in league being Lawndale, and also Santa Monica's only loss in league was against Lawndale as well. Lawndale, they're Ocean League champions.
All right, so congratulations to head coach Travis Clark and the Lawndale Cardinals, as they are now the Ocean League champions. So they're playing Santa Monica tonight, but doesn't matter.
Does not matter. You get that tiebreaker over with.
Let's take a quick timeout on City TV Sports.
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.
Back here at Lawndale High School, and let's go back down to the field and Sebastian Spencer.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with Coach Travis tonight after this big 55-0 shutout that you guys had here tonight. Coach, I know you wanted the seniors to come out and have a good night. How did you feel they played tonight?
I thought they played great. They had a good week of practice. The kids obviously are kind of emotional. Last home game, guaranteed of the season. So that's an emotional time for me. But I thought the kids performed very well. I'm excited for them, and thank goodness we're 9-0.
Now you guys have a very competitive Hawthorne team up next week. And what do you guys look forward to going into that game next week? That's a big game to clinch league. And what do you tell your guys after a win like this? I mean, you've been dominating all year, but you still want to go out on a high note.
Yeah, just like I told the kids earlier this week, every week now is a playoff game. So, we don't want to play bad. We don't want to drop any games. Obviously, we want to continue our momentum into the playoffs. So this is a big week. This is like the first round of the playoffs. So we're not going to take them lightly. And I know they're going to be motivated. It's a rivalry game. So we're going to practice well, and we're going to be prepared.
Now, even though you got a lot of guys coming back on this team, senior leadership is always a big thing. And just tell us something that you're going to miss about some of the seniors that you have on that team over there.
I mean, our general, Jalen Hamler, we're going to miss him more than anything. And I think a lot of people will see that next year. We're going to struggle at the quarterback position. But, we got some other leaders out there. Our linebackers, Josiah Johnson, Paulo Bailey. These guys, they're almost irreplaceable. But you think about it, we've lost kids like Chris Murray, Jalen Stewart. We've lost kids like Zach Cooper and kids last year, Destin Hall. You just got to continue and move on and teach the kids that are behind them and get them better. And that's what's so fun about, coaching football. That's always different. So we're going to look forward to next year as well, but we're going to continue to enjoy this experience this year.
Definitely. Well, Coach, good luck to you next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No
Thanks
problem.
for having me always.
No problem. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. Back here at Lawndale High School inside the nest, a big 55-0 win for Lawndale over Beverly Hills Normans, and that will push the Cardinals into the driver's seat of the Ocean League, and first place for them, and they run the table. Well, not quite, but just about run the table here in the Ocean League. So congratulations to head coach Travis Clark and his Lawndale Cardinals.
Definitely much deserving, I would say already, because I believe they have the tiebreakers over Culver City and Santa Monica. So they are the Ocean League champions, and it's very much deserving. They're good on both sides of the ball. They're well-disciplined, well-coached. We see actually during the game where the backups, the underclassmen, they come in and they play with the same intensity as you see with the seniors and all the good players that we see here with Lawndale that we saw throughout the year. Everybody on the team plays with that same intensity. It's all due to Coach Travis Clark. He keeps them playing lights out.
That's right. He keeps the pedal to the metal from the opening kick to the closing siren, and 55-0. And in league, the Cardinals have only given up 28 points.
That is impressive, and the defense sets the tone. The offense, we obviously talk about Jordan Wilmore, Jalen Hamler, Jonathan Blackman. It's just an explosive offense. But the defense, they're the ones that set the tones. They're the ones that definitely discourages any offense that comes onto the field, and it's going to make them impossible, especially to go ahead and outscore the offense on the Cardinals side. But giving them the way how they stop them on the other side of the field a lot. They always hold their opponents to their own side of the 50. And when you're going ahead and giving your offense that great field position, your offense is going to go ahead and do nothing but score a lot of points, which we've seen all throughout the season for the Cardinals.
Oh, that's right. And if you have a chance to get through that huge line, then you have the linebackers that are going to punish you, and then the defensive backs that are going to swat the ball away or pick it off. So nice win tonight, and it was an anticipated win. And the Beverly Hills Normans and Steve Giannakos, want to thank them for being just gracious with their time and their effort, and a lot of heart and soul on that side of the ball.
Yeah, they always seem to go ahead, and it's a very scrappy squad. I really did enjoy watching Eli Dardashti, number 25, the running back for the Normans. Every time he got the carry, he always seemed to scrap his way, try to find as many yards as he can. I believe he did peak over 100 yards, Lou. You're the stats man.
22 carries and 105 yards for Dardashti.
That doesn't happen too often against this Cardinals team. Now, granted, it was against some of the underclassmen and guys that don't get a lot of playing time, but it's just a point there. That's an upside you want to go ahead and look, especially against a team like the Normans where they're 0-9, might not win a game this year. Hey, that's a positive upside. Your running back got over 100 yards against perhaps the best team, across Southern California.
Right. And more importantly, it seemed like both teams got out of here without serious injuries.
Yes, definitely. We saw a concerning injury, actually.
A hyperextension.
A hyperextension, but he was able to go ahead and get up, walk it off, and he almost returned to the game, but I think they decided to go ahead and hold him to the sideline. You know, why don't risk any more further injury. The game was pretty much over by then. But, yeah, no significant injury, and that's always a positive.
And Jordan Wilmore, who only made a cameo appearance here in the first half, and he had 2 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns, and his night was done. He's done. That's it. He's done.
It seemed like both carries that he had were just nothing but jogging to the end zone, and it looks weird on paper. If you did not watch today's game, you would just think, what, Jordan Wilmore, only 85 yards, only 2 touchdowns?
That's right. Not his normal plus 150-yard plus or 200-yard plus game. But 85 yards is all he needed, and there's no way you want to risk injury to that young man.
Definitely not. Preserve him for the playoffs. That's when it matters most there. And I probably expect the same thing when it comes to playing against Hawthorne. If they take a pretty good lead in the first half, they're probably going to go ahead and do the same treatment, preparing for the playoffs. And it's going to be a fun team to watch when that comes.
All right. And also Jason Hamler for the Cardinals, 4 out of 5, 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then his backup came in here, and Barbarin was 2 out of 3, 39 yards and a touchdown. So even though the young quarterback, the sophomore, has to put some meat on his bones this offseason, he was very impressive, not only throwing the ball but running the ball as well.
Yes, it was definitely exciting to see. And Joshua Barbarin, gotta love that name from him.
Yeah.
I loved calling his name throughout the night. Yes, he had his opportunity to go ahead and get in there and shine, had his moments there. Nice touch pass we saw to Albert Cobbin late in the game, and he also moved on the ground very fast, very quick feet. It's going to be exciting to go ahead and see his development. Definitely going to have to go ahead and embrace a bigger role once the offseason comes. Jalen Hamler, once he graduates as well. We're going to see Joshua Barbarin take a big step from here on out.
That's right. And speaking of big steps, we're going to take a big step to get on out of here. But before we do that, we have to give you our player of the game and, more importantly, our tip of the hat. And let's go over who the player of the game are. We have a triple crown of players of the game representing the senior class of the Lawndale Cardinals. So let's go down the list. Number 3, Ryan Wells, was very impressive. He had 5 carries and 22 yards and also played defense very well.
Ryan Wells, he actually set the tone early on in the game. We saw him catch the first 3 passes from Jalen Hamler. We saw there grabbing the quick pass, getting the first down, very quick on the feet. We see here once again, that was his 3rd reception on the drive. We didn't really go too much there, but the fact that he was able to get the offense going that first drive was awesome.
And then on defense, there's Albert Cobbin.
Albert Cobbin doing it on both sides of the ball, and here is his biggest play of the night. His time to shine right here. Albert Cobbin making sure he hauls in that pass, holding on to the ball, getting that touchdown, stumbling his way out of the end zone.
And Cobbin holding for Axel Perez.
Axel Perez and Cobbin. Here's Axel Perez. Here is my favorite kick of the night.
How about of the season?
Oh, my goodness. This one goes through the uprights. And even Nick Goldsby acknowledges that, hey, that's a field goal right there. Axel Perez definitely has a big boot on him. What Travis Clark said last week in an interview, he said that, hey, he flips the field, and that's what he does. He flips the field for that defense, and it's just an all-around, they win on special teams. They win on the defense, and, of course, we know about their explosive offense. And this team, that's what makes a good team, when you win on all 3 phases: defense, special teams, and offense.
It's very rare in high school when you get to see all of those 3 come together and create a beautiful football team like this one here. And, yeah, I'll use beautiful, even though you might want to say handsome. But this is a pretty beautiful team, that's for sure. And they dress snappy, too. And so the 3 seniors, Ryan Wells, Albert Cobbin, and Axel Perez, representing the senior class for these Lawndale Cardinals. Congratulations, you are our players of the game. And our tip of the hat, who did we have for the tip of the hat?
Naki Fahina, and I couldn't wait to go ahead and announce this guy as Rufus Washington tip of the hat. Oh boy, he was mean tonight seeing him play. You got to see his explosiveness on the ball. It was just awesome to watch him play, wrapping around. Let's see here. Setting the edge, wrapping around, and poor Nick Sullivan couldn't go anywhere, and he was being nice, not going ahead taking him to the ground. But here is where we see the mean side of Naki Fahina, just throwing poor Eli Dardashti to the ground. Eli Dardashti didn't even know where he was at. And here, right here, my favorite.
Just punching the ball loose.
Punching the ball loose. Nice, beautiful sack fumble here. And let's go back to my favorite tackle also over the night for Naki Fahina. See his reaction here. Hey, it's another day at the office. Naki Fahina, much deserved right there. He definitely was a spark on the defensive side today.
Well, thanks, Darius, for coming and joining us tonight. Also, Sebastian Spencer on the field along with Tolly Anderson and the terrific Channel 3 crew, the City TV Sports crew. Want to thank them as well. Once again, from Lawndale High School, the Cardinals fly high into the driver's seat of the Ocean League with a 55-0 win on the senior night here at Lawndale High School over Beverly Hills. Until next time, so long.